Phoenix and Ghost spent every day together. They're each other's family. But their horse herd shared land with people who lived nearby. They thought the herd had gotten too big and too close and decided to catch the horses to move them away. But when Phoenix and Ghost were put in pens, Phoenix jumped the fence and escaped. But Ghost couldn't. When he came back for her, she was gone. Had he lost Ghost forever? But then, a kind lady named Claire wanted to help. Maybe she could reunite their family. Though she didn't know where Ghost was, adopting Phoenix was the first step.
I felt this connection with him, and I was excited for him to be released.
When Phoenix arrived at Claire's home, he was so thankful to be in such a wonderful new place.
So they say a horse that rolls all the way over 3 times, and he did it 4, is an exceptional horse.
Claire could tell he missed Ghost, but also saw how happy he was in his new home. A beautiful, big ranch with room to run free, explore, and more rolling. I guess Phoenix likes to roll. Claire also introduced him to other horses, but without Ghost, it wasn't the same. Then, 2 years later, Claire saw a picture of a horse who needed a new home, and this horse looked a bit like Ghost. She was white, like Ghost, but also had the same brown ears and the same brown knees. It was Ghost.
It was like seeing a ghost. Going to get her was just so exciting.
When the day came to bring Ghost to Claire's ranch, Phoenix was on the other side of the hill. But when Ghost let out a little neigh, he couldn't believe it.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Phoenix and Ghost back together again!
They'd missed each other so much.
To wild horses, family is everything. The bonds that they form are so precious and so deep. There isn't any doubt that they know and love each other.
Now Phoenix and Ghost are never apart. It doesn't matter if they're running across open fields, galloping through snow, or basking in the morning sun.
Phoenix and Ghost, they get to grow old together, and that's the best thing.
Easy, easy. Oh no! Look out! Pete is a Zorse. That's part zebra and part horse. And he's pretty scared right now. Making his rescuer, Emma, wonder if Pete will ever trust her enough to be happy at her rescue. Emma first met Pete when he was with a group of horses that needed a good home. But she wasn't sure if she would be able to rescue him. She knew it was tricky to get a Zorse to trust you. They're half-wild zebra after all. It would mean a lot of work. Did she have what it took? But when she stepped up to the fence, she saw that Pete was hurt. He also hadn't been eating much. As soon as Pete saw Emma, he came right up to her and dropped his head. She couldn't believe it. A Zorse? Asking for pets? Maybe he wasn't like other Zorses. She thought, "You're coming home with me, Pete." So she loaded him into her truck and they drove back to her rescue. Pete must have been nervous. He didn't know what was happening. So as soon as they arrived, Pete decided to make a break for it and escaped. Emma was so worried. What if she never found him again? She knew the best place for him was at her rescue. She just had to prove it to him. After searching everywhere, she found Pete and slowly led him back to the rescue. And as soon as he walked in, something magical happened. Whoa! For the first time, Pete looked happy. It seemed like he was ready to give the rescue a shot. The only problem was, he still didn't trust people. Anytime Emma came near, he was skittish and tense, and he didn't want to wear his halter. Being happy with his halter would mean that he was truly comfortable, and he could go on walks like the other horses at the rescue do. Emma thought, we're gonna have to take this slow. Pete lived in a big pasture, so Emma decided to sit quietly in the middle and wait. And one day, Pete got curious. Her patience paid off.
He came up to hang out.
And Emma discovered something incredible. Pete loved having his ears scratched. She decided it was time to try again with the halter, very slowly. And this time, Pete was happy to put it on. Emma could finally take him on his first walk in the pasture. And soon, he took his first walk outside. Now, Pete seems a lot more comfortable at the rescue. He's come so far from the scared Zorse she met months ago. Emma can tell he loves and trusts in a way he's never done before. It's almost like he knew from the first moment he met Emma, you're gonna be the one who saves me.
Look who it is! Ba-dum. It's Alvin, the mini horse. Alvin may be little, but he is fierce. He may be tiny, but he is mighty. He may be small, but he has it all. The good looks. How does he keep his hair so silky smooth? The incredible talent. Show us what you've got, Alvin. Ugh, what a heartthrob. And of course, the charm. Aw, are you giving your mama some kisses? My heart cannot take it. Alvin knows he's a big deal. He loves the attention, and he demands you give it to him. And you know what? We're gonna give it to him, 'cause he knows exactly what to do to catch our eye. Do that little thing with your hoof, Alvin. Ah, yes! I love it when he does the little hoof thing. I mean, you just can't keep your eyes off him. Look at him, just casually standing on this rock. So dreamy. And hello, who sits on the ground better than he does? The answer is no one. Gosh, he knows exactly what he's doing with that cute fuzzy face. Wait, where did that fuzzy face go? Alvin, where are you? Ah, there you are. And he's on his 2 legs. Oh my gosh, Alvin, stop. You're making me blush. But see what he did there? He made us look for him. He knows we're obsessed. Sometimes I feel like we created a monster. Alvin wasn't always this outgoing. When he first came home, he was shy. He didn't really want anybody to notice him. But his mom, Paulina, had a feeling that he was destined to feel as big as the other horses. So she decided to give her new horse all of her attention. Slowly, Alvin started to feel bold and confident and himself. Except there's one problem. Now Alvin expects attention all the time. See what I mean? No, Alvin, I'm not looking at you. I was looking at the forest behind you. Okay, fine. You know my weakness is your 2-leg trick. I just can't get enough of that. But when Alvin can't get the attention he thinks he deserves, he's usually just roaming on his own. But lately, Alvin has chosen to hang out with a new squad, the Sheep Gang. Alvin, is that you? What are you doing with these guys? Aha! This is all part of your plan to make us look at you. Well, I'm not buying it, buddy. Oh, look, he's giving us a wave. I just can't take it. Fine, Alvin, you have my full attention. Alvin really is such a good boy, and his fun-loving energy is infectious, even though he is constantly trying to steal our focus and our hearts. But look at him! He's a superstar! Alvin, Stop it! I cannot. I have to go. I love you. Goodbye.
There's something about Dream's spirit that inspires Claire to keep rescuing horses. Claire saves horses all the time. Like Goliath, a huge stallion who was trapped and separated from his family until Claire brought him to her ranch to run free. And Gypsy Rose, a horse Claire actually rescued twice. And this baby. But when Dream came to the sanctuary, Claire had never seen a horse so sick.
It's okay.
Dream was in trouble. She was weak. She could hardly walk. And she didn't weigh enough. Claire would have to work extra hard to help her. But Dream was determined. And Claire could see there was something special about her. She wasn't a horse that would give up so easily. Claire assembled a team of rescuers to help Dream. She called them the Dream Team. Together, they came up with a rescue plan. Every day, Claire went to visit Dream. She fed her special hay, took her on little walks, slowly at first, and stroked her mane. During her visits, Dream would spend a lot of time staring off into the hills. Claire thought Dream was imagining the day she would run strong and free. And soon, that day would come. Before long, Dream was waiting for Claire at the fence every morning. Her appetite was getting bigger, and she could go for longer walks in the sanctuary. But the biggest breakthrough came from an unlikely place: a donkey. Joe was also a rescued animal at Claire's sanctuary. And something about Dream's spirit made Joe want to help too. Joe was on the Dream Team. And Dream loved it. With Joe by her side, Dream started to eat even more. And move more too. One day, Claire went to greet her in the morning. And something felt different. She could see it in Dream's eyes. Claire brought her out of the stable, stepped back, and was shocked. Dream was running. A few months ago, Dream could barely walk. And now she was moving like a bolt of lightning. It was the best thing Claire had ever seen. Joe seemed happy too. Once Dream got her energy back, you couldn't stop her. And Claire didn't want to. She let Dream run free all over the sanctuary. And the best part was, she could run next to Joe. Dream's spirit couldn't be stopped. Even though she'd been so weak, it had shown through. Now she runs wild at the sanctuary and has a ton of friends and inspires everybody to keep dreaming.
Champagne the horse is really scared of people. She won't let her rescuer Emily get anywhere close.
Champagne, come here.
But Emily's not really surprised. Champagne had a hard life before she was rescued. Her old family didn't take good care of her. They let her hooves get overgrown and never gave her a bath. Emily wants to find Champagne the perfect forever home. But first, she has to help her trust humans again. So the first thing she does, fix Champagne's hooves. They had grown so long that Champagne had trouble walking.
Oh, your feet hurt, huh?
Emily got a farrier to trim her hooves so she would be more comfortable. A farrier is a professional horse hoof trimmer and shoer. What a relief! How's that feel, Champagne? After her hooves were taken care of, Champagne got a much-needed bath. Look at all that dirt. With a clean coat and trimmed hooves, maybe Champagne would start to trust humans. Nope, she still ran away. This was going to be really tricky.
Okay.
But Emily wasn't going to quit. She had another idea. Champagne was scared of adults, but maybe she'd be less scared of kids. So Emily's coworker brought her kids over to meet Champagne. They took her for a walk around the pen, and she didn't try to run away. She even let them brush her and happily accepted snacks. All of a sudden, Champagne didn't seem so nervous anymore. So Emily tried to give Champagne a snack like the kids had. But Champagne still ran away. Emily got a little worried. Maybe Champagne would never trust humans. But she had one more trick up her sleeve. Her own little dog named Remy.
Guess who I have in? Let's go see her.
Remy was a playful, happy puppy. Maybe he could get Champagne to trust Emily. Champagne didn't know what to think at first. She was like, "Who is that fast fluff ball?" But soon, Champagne realized Remy was there to be her friend. Remy and Champagne spent time together every day. Champagne couldn't quite keep up with Remy at first, but she loved to try. Running and playing with Remy every day helped Champagne become a brand new horse. Champagne loved her playdates with Remy. And if Remy was so trusting of Emily, well, maybe Champagne could be too. So the next time Emily tried to get close, Champagne said, "Yes, you may." Emily was so relieved. Champagne trusted people again, which meant she was finally ready to be adopted. She got a family all her own to take care of her and love her. She even has kids to play with. Now, Champagne is a happy horse with a forever home and a loving family. All thanks to Emily and Remy, her best animal friend.
That's a wild horse laying there. Her leg is stuck in a fence. The horse can't run or even get up. She looks really uncomfortable. Luckily, these nice people found her. They knew they just had to rescue her. The horse needs a lot of help. They needed to free her from being all tangled up. So they brought heavy-duty wire cutters to cut her loose. The wire was super thick, but it was no match for those cutters. She was free, so the rescuers stood back to watch her go. But the horse collapses right when she takes off. She's been stuck for so long that she lost strength in her leg. I bet that horse feels really scared. The horse needs a lot of help. The rescuers weren't sure what was wrong. They knew they'd have to take a closer look. But this was a wild horse, which means she was probably really scared of them. She didn't know what they were doing, so one of the rescuers decided to get close to her and calm her down. The rescuer was probably just as scared as her. He was very cautious and pet her gently on the neck, which really seemed to calm her down. They gave her some water and tried to figure out what to do next. They knew the horse would be okay if they could get her onto her feet again, But how on earth were they going to do that? The horse was huge.
I'm wondering if, do we want to try and roll her this way?
They decided they would try to roll her onto her feet using a strap to gently pull her over. That way, the horse could stand up on her 3 strong legs.
We know.
They tried to keep her calm while they tied the strap. The leg that had been tangled still seemed to be hurting. She looks kinda nervous, but everyone was being really brave. All right, okay, looks like the strap is tied. The rescuers backed up and started to pull. So close! But she needs a little more help.
1, 2, 3, pull, quick.
They pulled one more time, and she rolled right onto her feet. She's standing, and now she's walking. She's gonna be okay, and it's all thanks to those brave rescuers. Sometimes you need a big plan and a big heart for a big rescue like that. Remember, if you see an animal in trouble, do not try to rescue them by yourself. Ask an adult family member for help.
It all started when Teton was brought to the rescue stables. Teton had holes in his hooves, so it hurt him to walk. Plus, being in a new place with new people made him nervous. He didn't know if he was safe. He needed to trust the people at the stables enough to let them help him, but he didn't feel calm around them yet. How could he ever run like the other horses if he wouldn't let them fix his hooves? But then, the most surprising thing happened. Phantom walked right up to Teton. He was like, "Don't worry, buddy. You're safe here." And just having Phantom next to him made Teton feel calm enough to let the rescuers help him. Now they could finally get to work fixing Teton's hooves. Teton stood very still while the rescuers trimmed and cleaned. There was a lot of work to do. His hoof needed to be regrown and reshaped. It wasn't going to be easy. But if it worked, Teton would not only be able to walk again, he'd be able to run. Finally, the rescuers were done. They brought Teton out to the field so he could try walking around with his fixed hoof. Right away, Phantom trotted up to join him. It was like he knew Teton needed a friend right now. But the rescuers noticed something. Even though he was starting to feel better, Teton still didn't seem happy. The rescuers didn't know what was wrong. But they knew Teton liked Phantom, and they knew what Phantom liked. Water. So one day, the rescuers brought Phantom and Teton on a trip down to the river together. They weren't sure it would work. What if he seemed sad here too? Would he even be brave enough to get in? Phantom started splashing right away. It was like he was showing Teton it was safe. So Teton slowly put one foot in, then another, and then... Now that's a happy horse. The rescuers were so relieved that Teton was happy. But Teton still wasn't fully recovered. His rescuers wanted to help him be able to run again. And Phantom didn't give up on Teton either. He knew just how to keep Teton's spirits up.
Are you playing Buddy Face? That's a fun game.
Every day, Phantom went on walks with Teton to exercise his legs. Until one day, Teton realized he felt strong. And the rescuers were shocked to see Teton running. He had made so much progress since they'd first met him. The rescuers almost couldn't remember the sad and hurt horse that had arrived at the stables a few months ago. Now all they saw was a happy, healthy horse who loved to run. And he couldn't have done it without one giant best friend by his side.
Oh.
Look out! P the teeny horse is coming through. P might be the tiniest horse in the whole world. I mean, we haven't checked every single horse to make sure he's the absolute tiniest, but come on, look at him. He's the size of his little Frenchy brother. He can fit in a lap. P loves being small. How many horses can get picked up and snuggled by their dad? And P loves his dad, like so very much. But P didn't always love being little, because P was actually born too small. His legs hadn't grown straight, and neither had his jaw, which made it tough to eat. He felt so uncomfortable. P wasn't sure he'd ever be happy. That is, until his new mom, Faith, adopted him. She scooped him up, brought him home, and promised P she would help him feel better no matter how long it took. P was so small, he could sleep in bed with her. That first night, all cozied up, P slept and dreamt of floating on a cloud. The next day, P and Faith got to work helping P grow. That meant food. Soft food, since his jaw still hurt. Whoa, slow down, P. Actually, you know what? Go wild. You deserve it. With a full belly, P finally had some energy. He felt a little better, but his legs were still wobbly. He tried to practice walking with his new doggy siblings, but this was gonna take some extra care. So his mom got him shoes. But not like horseshoes, big shoes. I mean, they're technically horseshoes because P is a horse, but anyway, the shoes helped P walk better than he ever had before. He could trot all around the house, no problem at all. Look at him go! Finally, P felt good. Good enough to grow. Look how big. Okay, yes, he's still very small. P will always be small. But now he's small and happy. His jaw doesn't hurt anymore, and he can run anywhere he wants to go. Just clip-clopping all over the place. P spends all day long playing with his doggy siblings.
Dinner, everybody.
He actually might believe he is a dog. He can't get enough of them. But his absolute favorite part of each day, when Dad gets home from work. Did I mention that P loves his dad? He follows him everywhere. Look at them go. They're two peas in a pod. But his least favorite part of the day, when Dad leaves for work.
I have to go to work.
P, you can't go to work with him.
You go back right now.
Uh-oh, P's upset. P, don't be naughty. He'll be home soon. There you go. Just you and your dad. P didn't always like being little, but now he loves it. All thanks to his big family, who showed him that love comes in all shapes and sizes. Isn't that right, P?
This wild horse is stuck in a mud pit. She seems really scared. But brave people found her, and they knew they just had to rescue her. Oh, poor thing. The mud is all the way up to her waist. Its back legs just sank. The people have never rescued a horse before, but there's no one they can call. They're way out in the middle of nowhere. Luckily, these people are prepared for anything because they have ropes and tools with them. Straps and chains and all sorts of stuff. What are some good emergency supplies? A flashlight, maybe some medical supplies, a jetpack, never know when that would come in handy, some food for every animal, and some food for me. I'm an animal. So the rescuers came up with a plan. Take a bunch of the rope, tie it around the back of the horse, and use the car to pull the horse out of the mud. Honestly, I think their plan was really good. There's just one problem. This is a wild horse, and wild horses can get scared around people. So they need to tell her that they're here to help. But how? They decide to give her some hay to snack on. Oh, poor thing. It looks like she's really hungry. Don't worry, little horse. We're gonna get you out of there. But in the meantime, here's an all-you-can-eat hay buffet. The horse is probably thinking, oh, this is good. You got some apples or carrots? But now comes the hard part. With the ropes on tightly and the horse happy, they start to pull. It's not going to be easy. Come on, you can do it. Pull, man! I guess that didn't work, so they're going to have to restrap her. She's probably thinking, am I ever going to get out of here? Look, she's starting to move. It's working. Keep pulling. You can do it. And she's out. Got her out of the mud pit. Awesome. Soon she was up on her hooves. I think she's probably feeling really happy now that she can go off and live the rest of her horse life. Wild horses are usually scared of people, but these people had saved her. And she knew it. She stopped to look at her heroes and give them one last thank you. And off she went. She's gonna be okay, all thanks to those rescuers. They were the right people in the right place with the right tools. But most important of all, they saw someone in trouble and never stopped trying to help. That's what it means to be a hero. Remember, if you see an animal in trouble, do not try to rescue them by yourself. Ask an adult family member for help. My mom helps me with the dogs I rescue.
When new horses come to this sanctuary,
Gypsy Rose! Welcome home, Vegas.
they run free for the first time. But sometimes they feel nervous and a little scared, especially around people. So Barkley the dog comes to the rescue.
Did you guys meet Barkley yet?
He's there to greet them on their first day.
How do I get in here? I need to meet these little babies.
Barkley's like, "Welcome home, little horse. You're gonna love it here." Barkley's job is to look after all the horses at the horse sanctuary and to make sure they're happy so they can have the time of their lives. It's the best dog job in the world. Barkley's always super sweet to the new horses on their first day, because some of the horses have had a really hard time. It can take a horse a while to start feeling happy again. But Barkley's really good at cheering them up. He just goes over and is like, "I'm gonna be your new best friend," and almost never leaves their side. It always works. Barkley plays with the horses and joins them for meals. And in his own way, he lets them know they're safe and that he loves them. One of Barkley's best friends is Petula.
Good morning, Petula.
Petula came to the sanctuary after getting frostbite. And Barkley knew exactly what she needed to feel a little better. Hugs. like about 1,000,000 hugs. Soon after the hugging started, Petula started to feel pretty good. So Barkley hasn't stopped. He hugs her every time he sees her. Just jumps up and puts his arms around her. It's the best. Barkley and Petula have something special. But Barkley's friends with everybody. From Lulu, the lamb who lives at the sanctuary, to his donkey pals, Bert and Ernie, to his mom. Everyone wants to be with Barkley. But Barkley knows his most important job is to be there for the horses. It's his purpose.
Now that's a happy dog right there.
And they're his #1, top of the charts, all-time favorites. And of course, his best animal friends.
Obie the horse is a bad boy. Obie, why do you keep coming into the garage? You're just wrecking stuff. See, this is what I mean when I say you're a bad boy. Even though your parents keep telling you not to, you still come into the garage.
No, you're not supposed to be in here.
Why, Obie? Just because you have horsepower doesn't make you a car. Unless, maybe there's another reason. Like maybe you're coming in here because you want to help your dad work? Aw, that's actually very nice of you. Let's see. Maybe you can take out the trash for him? Wait, Obie, not like that!
Stop, 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 stop! Put it down, put it...
Obie, watch it! Well, now you're definitely not getting a trophy for most well-behaved horse. You know what I think? I don't think you actually wanted to help at all. I think you just wanted us to think you did, so we'd let you in the garage and you could horse around. Which, if there's any confusion, makes you a bad boy. You're going back outside where naughty horses belong. And good horses too, I guess. At least outside, there's nothing for you to break. Hey, wait. Ah! Leave that pillow alone!
Obie!
You are one stubborn stallion. And a bad boy. Okay, we need to get you more outside and further away from the house. There you go. Much better. Go! Run! This is what horses should be doing. You must be pooped. Make sure you get enough Horse 2-0. Hydrated, boy. Obie, wait! Don't knock that hose away! No! Oh, look, here comes some of your siblings. And now there's not enough water in the trough for them because you knocked away the hose. You are being such a bad Bronco. And now you're bothering your dad again? Well, this time there's a fence to stop you. Good luck getting around that. Oh no, you're easily getting around it. Look out, Dad. Actually, it kinda looks like you're nicely saying hi to your dad. Aww, look at you two. Maybe this is your way of saying you're sorry for stampeding through the garage. And you're saying hi to your mom too. Hey, do you just really love being around your family? Is that why you keep coming into the garage? Because that's where your dad hangs out? Aw, I guess you're just a big softie after all, who loves giving out hugs and kisses. Though some of your kisses could be a little gentler. But I suppose there's nothing really wrong with big kisses, as long as they don't involve tearing apart the garage. It's not really your fault though, Obie. You're a big, strong horse, and you're just not meant for such small spaces. Which is why you weren't supposed to be in there. But you just really love being around your dad. So I'd say that you're actually a good boy. You're not trying to be bad. You're just a happy horse who loves attention. and we know your heart's in the right place, even when your hooves aren't. And we love you no matter what beat you're galloping to. You bad boy.
Whoa there! Giddy up, pup! This talented pooch is Robin Hood, and he lives the life of a true cowboy by saddling up and hopping on the back of his horse friend, Teddy. These two aren't just best in show, they're best buds. But Robin wasn't always a cowboy dog. Cowboy dog. Yeah, that's right. When Robin first met Teddy, Robin was still just a wee little puppy. Look at that face. Teddy was actually the first family member he got to meet. And as soon as Robin gave Teddy a sniff, he knew he smelled a best friend. Even if this best friend didn't bark. From the jump, Robin looked up to Teddy. But more than that, Robin considered Teddy his older sister, there to guide him through life and teach him how to be a proper pony. Yes, you heard that right. Robin spent so much time with Teddy, he started to think he was a horse. But after eating grass and galloping around, Robin soon realized he was no stallion. He was simply a dog, which was probably at least a little disappointing. So Robin decided that if he couldn't be a horse, he was gonna be the next closest thing to it. And that's when this happened. Robin hopped onto Teddy's back and barked, "Giddy up!" And Teddy didn't mind it one bit. It's almost like Robin was born to be a cowboy. He just loves a piggyback ride. Ooh, or should I say a horseback ride. These two stroll around the arena just being the best of besties. But that's not all. Because Teddy was spending so much time with Robin, she started thinking she was a giant dog. Yep, these two really are meant for each other. Always horsing around together. You see what I did there? Since Teddy's a horse? Yeah. Okay, moving on. The fun doesn't stop there. Because when their mom Emily takes Teddy for a ride, the whole gang joins in. Who would have thought a horse and a dog could be best friends? But with one small sniff and one cool trick, Robin and Teddy prove that even an unusual pair can become the best partners. Yee-haw! Blue Zeus and his family were being chased by a helicopter. People had decided to move the wild horses from their home so the land could be used for other things. The horses didn't want to leave, so they tried to run away, but they couldn't outrun the helicopter, and eventually they were caught. Blue Zeus was taken away and put in a pen with lots of other horses. And worst of all, he was separated from his family. He was so worried about them. He didn't know where they were. What was he gonna do? Well, it turns out Blue Zeus had a friend he had never even met. A friend named Claire. Claire loved wild horses and wanted to protect them. She even started a wild horse sanctuary. Before he'd been caught, Claire had seen Blue Zeus in the wild, and he'd touched her heart in a special way. She even had a giant picture of him in her house. Watching him with his family always filled her with joy. So when she saw the helicopter take them away, she was heartbroken. But she also made a promise to herself. She was going to save her friend. It wasn't going to be easy. First, she had to find him. She made lots of phone calls and sent a bunch of emails to people who might know where the wild horses were taken. It took a long time, 9 months, but she finally found where Blue Zeus was being kept and went straight there to get him out. She could tell he didn't like living there. He just wanted to run free like a wild horse. Fortunately, Claire didn't have to bust Blue Zeus out because the people there said she could adopt him, which is exactly what she did. Claire couldn't release Blue Zeus back into the wild, where he would just be rounded up again. So instead, she brought him to live at her sanctuary, where he could spend his days roaming the open land like he used to. But Claire's work wasn't done. Blue Zeus loved the sanctuary, but he was still feeling sad. He needed his family, which meant this horse rescue wasn't over. It took 2 more months of searching, but Claire found all of Blue Zeus's family and brought them to the sanctuary too.
Here he comes. He's running to his family.
When Blue Zeus finally saw them, he could hardly believe it.
Look at him go. High-trotting, family running after him. Look how proud. They're like, Dad, where have you been? You got your family back.
In no time at all, it was like they were never apart. Blue Zeus was so grateful to his rescuer. His entire family was going to live at the sanctuary now, where they would always be safe, always run free, and always be together. Hemingway is pretty much your average goose. Except his best friend is a mini horse named Waffles, who he loves so much. And even though it's kind of weird for a goose and a mini horse to hang out every second of their lives, these guys don't care one bit. Why would you, when you're best animal friends? Hemingway is your classic overprotective brother. Look, you want to talk to Waffles? You gotta go through me first.
Excuse me.
Waffles, on the other hand, is a bit of a free spirit. He loves to run outside, roll on the floor, and do whatever this is. So how did a horse and a goose get to be such good friends? Waffles and Hemingway grew up together in an animal shelter, a place where people take care of animals who don't have homes. Even though they liked living in the shelter, they really wanted a family to adopt them. A family ready for a mini horse and a goose. Because Waffles won't go anywhere without his goose. And Hemingway won't go anywhere without his horse. Waffles comes with me, understand? Okay. Then one day, people who lived on a big farm came to the shelter. Before they knew it, they were in love with Waffles and Hemingway and decided to adopt them both. The friends were so excited to get to their new home. Hemingway got a little nervous when he was carried to the car first. He hated being away from Waffles and let everybody know it. He was like, well, Waffles is coming, right? Right? Of course he was. Soon, Waffles and Hemingway arrived at their new home on the farm. They got to check the place out. Waffles got to meet other horses too, bigger horses, and this goat. All the other farm animals came to say hi. This is Peabody. He's like, welcome home, boys. At first, Hemingway got a little jealous of Waffles' new friends. Hey, buddy, this is my horse. Move along. But eventually he came around because he saw how much Waffles loved their new home. And their new backyard. And their new friends and family. and Hemingway is cool with whatever makes Waffles happy. He's a good goose brother like that. I guess you could say they fit in pretty quickly. Soon Hemingway was telling Peabody what to do. You know, in a cute, goose overprotective brother way. And Waffles started training to become a therapy horse who looks after other people. Kinda like how Hemingway looks after Waffles, and now all the other animals on the farm. But even though everybody is very busy now, Waffles and Hemingway still make time for each other. Because nothing can ever replace that special bond between a mini horse and his goose. These brothers are best animal friends.
This horse fell into water, and he can't get out by himself. So, animal rescuers came to help him. They just have to figure out how. The horse tried hard to be brave, but he was probably very scared. The sides are too steep to climb out, and the water's too deep for him to stand in. They need to move fast to get this horse to safety. The rescuer dives down into the water. He's got a snorkel, some goggles, and everything. After making sure the horse was feeling calm, he attaches a harness to the horse and attaches ropes to the harness so the others can try to pull the horse out of the water. The horse is pretty nervous about this plan, but he's ready to do whatever it takes to get out of the canal. They pull and pull. The horse tries his hardest too, but it doesn't work. The rescuers are worried. The horse is really getting tired. They have to come up with another plan. So they need to try something different. The rescuers pet the horse to let him know it's okay. They put a slide down on the bank of the canal. A reverse horse water slide. There's about 1 million rescuers, but it's still going to be hard to pull the horse up. He's heavy and tired. The horse lays down and trusts the rescuers to help him. All together now, in 3, 2, 1, pull!
Go! 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 Go!
All together now! Wow! They saved the horse! That's why you can always count on the pros. At first, the horse is a little frustrated from being trapped for so long. So the rescuers calm him down. And then the horse tells them how happy he is. It's like he's saying, I couldn't have done it without you. He's probably never been happier in his life. When you're an animal rescuer, sometimes you have to use every single tool and every single muscle to get an animal to safety. But it's always worth it to hear the happiest horse neigh.
Martha needs our help. She has a problem with her legs. The way they bend makes it hard for her to move. And when she runs too much, she gets really tired and has to be carried, which means she can't be her silly self. But don't worry, Martha. We're gonna get you moving again. With the help of some horse rescuers. They're experts at helping ponies just like you. We know you'd rather be in the barn with all the other horses, but we want to keep a close eye on you So you need to stay inside with us for now. Your doggy sibling doesn't seem to mind. The vet says the easiest way to fix your legs is by fixing your feet. Changing the shape of your hooves will help you run and walk a lot easier, so you won't get sore. Don't worry, you won't feel a thing. It's just like when we clip our toenails. You're doing great, Martha. Almost done. How does that feel? You look like you're standing straighter. Let's try some walking.
Look at her. She's walking like a real pony. Look at you walking so nicely.
Go slow at first. Whoa! You've got some moves, Martha. Now that you're stronger, you're finally ready to move into the barn. You look excited to be here. Don't forget to introduce yourself to your neighbors. Hello, fellow horses. Nice to meet you. And we have another surprise for you, Martha. We made you your own special stall. It's the perfect Martha size. We can tell you're feeling good, Martha, because you're turning into quite a sassy pony, tickling your friends, giving out pony kisses, and running.
Oh, look at you! Oh my gosh, Martha!
You're really moving now, Martha. And you look so happy. It's too bad you can't run outside all year long. Oh, I guess you can.
Come on, Martha. Let's go inside.
No snow days for this little pony. We're so glad you're feeling better, Martha. It wasn't always easy, but you never gave up. And now you can move the way you always dreamed of. Keep on running, Martha.
It's a wild horse. Goliath is a wild stallion. He was huge. That's why they call him Goliath, because Goliath means really big. He used to live in a wild part of Wyoming with a lot of other horses. He liked the other horses a lot, but his favorite was Red Lady. She was his favorite horse in the whole world. Goliath and Red Lady were a family, and they were really happy. But the horse herd shared their land with people that lived nearby. And some of the people thought the horse herd was too big and too close. So they used helicopters to move Goliath, Red Lady, and the rest of the herd away. They put the horses in some pens that weren't very good for the horses. The horses missed their old home. But Goliath was really upset because when the horses got moved, he and Red Lady got separated. They had to live in separate pens and couldn't see each other anymore. He missed his favorite horse. Luckily, an animal rescuer named Claire heard about the horses. Claire wanted to help Goliath. Turn some horse frowns upside down. So she came up with a plan. She convinced the people to let her adopt Goliath and take him home back to her big ranch. It cost a lot of money to adopt Goliath, but strangers chipped in to help her. Once the adoption was official, Goliath traveled on a trailer all the way to Claire's ranch. He was so excited to be someplace new. It almost felt like home. But something was missing. He doesn't have the horse he loved the most out of any horse in the entire galaxy. Then the best thing happened. Claire got a call from a different animal rescuer who had adopted Red Lady. The rescuers knew that the two horses had to be together. So they brought Red Lady to Claire's ranch. And the horses ran right up to each other. Finally, Goliath felt like he was home. Oh, it's been so long, I missed you so much. Soon, there was even more good news. Baby Bodie was born. He was kind of cute. Thanks to Claire, now Goliath, Red Lady, and Bodie get to spend every day eating, taking walks, playing horse games, and just being together as a family. A lot of fun stuff in that sanctuary for horses to have the life that they deserve.
Dodo Kids.
Help the kittens find the subscribe button.